Built to Create Value, a practical guide to developing the mindset, character, and skills of a successful entrepreneur. YouTube audiobook, Session 10. Characteristics of a Successful Entrepreneur. Welcome to Built to Create Value, a practical guide to developing the mindset, character, and skills of a successful entrepreneur. Written by Daniel Eremesele. This is Session 10, Characteristics of a Successful Entrepreneur. In our previous session, we looked at the intrapreneurial mindset. We established that entrepreneurial thinking is not limited to people who own businesses. You can think like a builder wherever you are. You can solve problems. You can improve systems. You can take responsible initiative. You can create value inside an organization even before you become the owner of one. Now we move to another important subject. What qualities help an entrepreneur become successful? Entrepreneurs come from different backgrounds. They have different personalities. They operate in different industries. They have different experiences, but there are certain qualities that consistently strengthen entrepreneurial performance. These qualities do not mean that every successful entrepreneur behaves exactly the same way. And they do not mean that you must become perfect before you can succeed. The goal is development. You identify the qualities that matter. You examine yourself honestly. You strengthen weak areas, and you continue becoming more capable of carrying responsibility. Successful entrepreneurs take their work seriously. One of the first characteristics of a successful entrepreneur is seriousness. Successful entrepreneurs respect the work they do. They understand that customers are trusting them with money, time, expectations, and sometimes very important needs. Seriousness appears in preparation. It appears in quality. It appears in punctuality. It appears in communication. It appears in follow-through. It appears in the way you treat commitments. When you treat your own business casually, customers may eventually begin treating it casually too. If you constantly arrive late, fail to communicate, ignore messages, or deliver poor quality, your behavior teaches people what they should expect from you. A serious entrepreneur understands that professionalism is not something reserved for large corporations. Professionalism begins from the first customer. Successful entrepreneurs enjoy creating value. Passion is often discussed in entrepreneurship. Passion can be useful. It gives energy. It helps you remain interested. It can strengthen perseverance. But passion alone is not enough. You may love what you do and still fail if nobody needs the value you are creating. You may enjoy a product that customers do not want. You may be passionate but disorganized. You may be enthusiastic but financially careless. Therefore, passion must be combined with competence, market understanding, discipline, and execution. A successful entrepreneur learns to enjoy not only the activity, but also the process of creating value. The question becomes, how can I become better at serving people through what I do? Successful entrepreneurs plan. Planning gives direction to entrepreneurial activity. A plan helps answer, where are we now? Where are we going? What must be done? Who will do it? What resources are required? What could go wrong? How will we measure progress? Planning does not mean you will predict the future perfectly. Business will always contain uncertainty. But planning helps reduce unnecessary confusion. Suppose you want to launch a new product. Planning helps you think about cost, pricing, customers, marketing, production, delivery, and timing. Without planning, you may discover problems only after money has already been spent. A successful entrepreneur learns to think before acting. But there is also another danger. You can plan forever and never move. Planning should prepare you for action. It should not become an excuse for avoiding action. Successful entrepreneurs become problem solvers. Problems are part of business. Customers will have problems. Employees will have problems. Systems will fail. Technology may fail. Suppliers may disappoint you. Unexpected expenses may appear. You cannot build a successful enterprise by hoping problems never come. You need to develop the ability to respond. A problem-solving entrepreneur asks, what actually happened? What caused it? What is within my control? What needs to change? Who needs to be involved? What can prevent this from happening again? Problem solvers do not waste all their energy blaming. They learn, they adjust, they improve. The more effectively you solve meaningful problems, the more valuable you become. Successful entrepreneurs are agents of change. Entrepreneurs do not simply accept everything as it is. They look for improvement. They ask, can this be faster? Can this be simpler? Can this be more affordable? Can this be safer? Can this be more convenient? Can this be better designed? Can the customer experience be improved? Entrepreneurs create change through products, services, systems, technology, communication, and new ways of organizing resources. Change may be small, but repeated improvement can create major results. Do not wait only for dramatic innovation. Sometimes a small improvement in customer service can separate your business from competitors. Sometimes a better payment process can make business easier. Sometimes better communication can increase trust. Change begins with observation. Successful entrepreneurs build a positive business image. Image is the impression people have about your business. Your image is influenced by many things. Your communication, your appearance, your logo, your packaging, your customer service, your online presence, your premises, your punctuality, your reliability, your product quality. All these things communicate something. A positive image can make customers more comfortable. But image should never be used to hide poor substance. The goal is not to create an impressive appearance while delivering poor results. The goal is for your presentation to reflect the quality of what you actually provide. Professional presentation plus professional delivery creates strong credibility. Successful entrepreneurs work intelligently. Hard work matters. Entrepreneurship requires effort, but effort alone is not enough. You must learn to work intelligently. Working intelligently means identifying the activities that create the greatest value. It means prioritizing important work, using systems, delegating where appropriate, automating repetitive activities, grouping similar tasks, reducing waste, and solving the cause of repeated problems. Imagine an entrepreneur who spends every day answering the same customer questions manually. That is work, but an intelligent solution may be to create a clear information page or automated response system. The goal is not to avoid hard work. The goal is to ensure that your hard work is producing meaningful results. Successful entrepreneurs are honest and trustworthy. Trust is one of the foundations of sustainable business. Customers want to know, will you deliver what you promised? Will you treat my money responsibly? Will you communicate honestly? Will you protect my information? Will you correct problems when they happen? Trust is built through repeated experience. One honest transaction is good, but a reputation is built through consistent behavior. Do not make promises simply to win customers. Do not pretend something is available when it is not. Do not hide mistakes until the situation becomes worse. Protect your name. Your reputation may eventually become more valuable than your advertising. Successful entrepreneurs respect deadlines. Reliability is a competitive advantage. If you tell a customer, I will deliver on Friday, then Friday matters. If circumstances change, communicate early. Do not allow customers to chase you for information. Meeting deadlines requires planning. It requires time management. It requires realistic promises. Sometimes entrepreneurs create their own problems by promising impossible timelines. They want to please the customer immediately. Then they disappoint the customer later. It is better to promise responsibly and deliver reliably. People remember businesses they can depend on. Successful entrepreneurs manage time. Time is one of the entrepreneur's most valuable resources. You cannot save unused hours and recover them next year. Once time is gone, it is gone. Successful entrepreneurs therefore learn to manage time intentionally. Time management includes planning your day, prioritizing important activities, reducing unnecessary distractions, respecting appointments, delegating appropriate tasks, and protecting time for high-value work. Not everything deserves your immediate attention. Some activities feel urgent but create little value. Others may not feel urgent but are extremely important. Learning, planning, building systems, following up with customers, reviewing finances. These activities may not always be noisy, but they can shape the future. Manage your time according to priorities, not merely according to interruption. Successful entrepreneurs develop financial discipline. A business may generate impressive revenue and still fail. Why? Because revenue is not profit. Money coming into the business does not mean all of it belongs to the owner personally. There are expenses, there are obligations, there may be taxes, there may be wages, there may be suppliers, there may be future investments. Successful entrepreneurs learn to understand money. They track income, they track expenses, they monitor cash flow, they control unnecessary spending, they understand pricing, they build reserves, they reinvest responsibly. Financial discipline helps a business survive. Do not confuse a good sales month with permanent wealth. Manage money with the future in mind. Successful entrepreneurs are disciplined. Discipline is the ability to do what is necessary even when you do not feel like doing it. This is extremely important in entrepreneurship. There will be days when you are motivated, and days when you are tired, days when sales are good, and days when nothing seems to work. Discipline keeps you moving. It is seen in waking up and beginning the work, following up with customers, recording transactions, meeting deadlines, learning new skills, controlling unnecessary spending, and completing difficult tasks. Motivation can start you. Discipline helps you continue. Successful entrepreneurs are willing to learn. The market does not remain still. Technology changes. Customer expectations change. Competition changes. Pricing changes. Industries change. The entrepreneur who stops learning becomes easier to replace. Successful entrepreneurs remain teachable. They read. They ask questions. They seek advice. They study their customers. They learn from mistakes. They observe stronger businesses. They learn new technology. They develop new skills. Learning increases your capacity. The more you understand, the more intelligently you can respond to change. Successful entrepreneurs listen. Listening is an underrated entrepreneurial skill. Customers are constantly giving information. Employees are giving information. The market is giving information. Problems are giving information, but you must be willing to listen. Some entrepreneurs become so attached to their ideas that they refuse feedback. They say, "I know what customers want." But customers are saying something different. Listening does not mean agreeing with every opinion. It means paying attention. Good listening can reveal customer needs, product weaknesses, employee frustration, new opportunities, and hidden problems. Listen before you decide. Successful entrepreneurs adapt. A good business idea may need adjustment. A product may need improvement. A marketing method may stop working. A technology may become outdated. A customer group may change. Entrepreneurs need the ability to adapt. Adaptation does not mean changing direction every week. It means responding intelligently when evidence shows that something needs improvement. A rigid entrepreneur may protect an old method until the market leaves them behind. A wise entrepreneur asks, "What is changing? What must I learn? What should remain? What should improve?" Adaptation helps keep the business relevant. Successful entrepreneurs take responsibility for mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable, but how you respond matters. Weak entrepreneurs blame. Strong entrepreneurs investigate. Ask, "What happened? What decision contributed to this? What did I fail to notice? What can be learned? What system can prevent repetition?" Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything. Some things genuinely happen outside your control. Responsibility means focusing on what you can learn and what you can improve. That creates growth. Successful entrepreneurs build relationships. Business is built through people. Customers, employees, suppliers, partners, mentors, professional advisors, industry contacts. The quality of your relationships can influence your opportunities. Strong relationships are not built only by asking people for help. They are built through trust, respect, contribution, communication, and consistency. Do not network only when you need something. Build genuine relationships. Learn about people. Be useful. Keep your word. Strong relationships can become important resources during difficult seasons. Successful entrepreneurs know when to delegate. There is a limit to what one person can accomplish. In the beginning, you may do many things yourself. But as the business grows, doing everything can become a weakness. You become the bottleneck. Everything waits for you. Nothing moves when you are unavailable. Successful entrepreneurs learn to delegate. Delegation means giving appropriate responsibility to capable people. It requires trust, clear communication, training, systems, and accountability. Delegation frees you to focus on work that truly requires your attention. Successful entrepreneurs build systems. Strong businesses do not depend entirely on memory. Systems create consistency. A successful entrepreneur develops repeatable processes. How are new customers handled? How are payments recorded? How are products checked? How are complaints managed? How are employees trained? How is stock monitored? Systems help reduce mistakes. They help new people understand what to do. They allow the business to grow beyond the founder's personal memory. Build systems before chaos forces you to. Successful entrepreneurs have energy, but also know when to rest. Entrepreneurship requires energy. You need mental energy, physical energy, emotional energy. But energy does not mean working without rest. Burnout does not make you more entrepreneurial. A tired mind makes poor decisions. A constantly exhausted person may become impatient, careless, and less creative. Learn to manage your health. Rest when necessary. Maintain routines that support your energy. Sustainable success requires sustainable performance. Successful entrepreneurs focus on value, not only money. Money matters. A business needs profit, but money becomes more sustainable when it follows value. Ask, how can we solve this problem better? How can we improve customer experience? How can we make this product more useful? How can we become more reliable? How can we increase quality? When you increase value, you strengthen the reason customers choose you. Never become so focused on money that you stop paying attention to why people are paying you. Successful entrepreneurs think long-term. A strong entrepreneur asks, what kind of business am I building? What kind of reputation am I creating? What systems will I need later? What skills must I develop now? What relationships should I protect? Long-term thinking changes short-term decisions. It may cause you to save rather than spend. It may cause you to invest in training. It may cause you to protect a customer relationship rather than chase a quick gain. It may cause you to reject an unethical opportunity. Long-term thinking helps build something that lasts. Personal reflection and action. Before moving to the next session, take time to evaluate yourself honestly. Question 1. Rate yourself from 1 to 10 in the following areas: planning, problem solving, integrity, time management, financial discipline, reliability, learning, communication, adaptability, and discipline. Do not try to impress yourself. Be honest. Question 2. Which 2 areas received your lowest scores? These may be the areas where your next stage of growth needs to begin. Question 3. What 1 habit can you develop for each of those 2 areas? For example, if time management is weak, perhaps you need to plan tomorrow before today ends. If financial discipline is weak, perhaps you need to record every business expense. If learning is weak, perhaps you need to study for 30 minutes every day. Choose something measurable. Question 4. What characteristic do people already trust you for? Are you known for reliability, honesty, creativity, communication, service, problem solving? Think about how you can strengthen that reputation. Question 5. What characteristic could damage your future if it remains undeveloped? Identify it now, then create a plan to improve it. Closing. Thank you for listening to Session 10 of Built to Create Value, written by Daniel Eramisele. Remember, successful entrepreneurs are developed. They take their work seriously. They plan. They solve problems. They create change. They protect trust. They respect time. They manage money. They remain disciplined. They keep learning. They adapt. They build relationships. They create systems. And above all, they continue increasing the value they bring to others. You do not need to master every characteristic overnight. Choose where you need to grow. Work on it, measure your progress, and continue developing. In our next session, we will continue with Session 11, Indicators of Entrepreneurial Progress. We will examine how to know whether you are truly growing as an entrepreneur and why progress should be measured by more than appearance or revenue alone. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep strengthening your character, keep developing your capacity, and keep building your ability to create value. This is Built to Create Value. Written by Daniel Eremesele. We sincerely appreciate the time you have spent with us. We look forward to connecting with you again. Until then, remain blessed, continue exploring the treasures God has placed within you, and remember to listen to our other inspirational materials. We would be grateful to receive your feedback and hear how this audiobook has blessed, encouraged, or transformed your life. Please help us to like and subscribe to our channel to help us reach more people. Thank you once again.